say, why is everyone so quiet?
Marcel, I think you jinxed me a couple weeks ago with your hive. I think you jinxed me a couple weeks ago with your hives when it's cold. So got about a foot of snow 2 weeks ago, went out to shovel, came back in, took my jacket off, hives across my entire body.
I mean, I'm not laughing at you, but I'm kind of laughing at you.
I'm sure you're laughing at me. It's okay.
Everyone laughed at me.
That was pretty harsh. Yeah. We weren't laughing at you, Marcel. Come on.
You were, actually. You were. I think everyone was.
You're cruel.
Wasn't so funny.
Oh my God. Maybe I'm just too hippie with all my yoga.
You kind of are.
I kind of am. That's never going to change. Don't go hoping that's going to change. That's not going to happen.
How are you, Steve?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Fabulous.
Oh, living the dream, eh?
COVID friggin' fabulous.
Oh, tell me. I just thought everyone's so excited about, if we're going to get a possible statement out of our prime minister. So I listened to the news for the first time in ages, and it was just more of the same. It's the same. Yeah, waiting. School's not open. No guarantees for anything. You're like, yes, we know. Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I know. But apparently there's going to be some roadmap to release it to slowly letting go of lockdown. Maybe April, maybe August. I think July, August. You're like, okay, don't hold your breath. But hey, we're still here. We're healthy. I suppose we're all hanging on. There's a little bit more business out there. It seems
today for a beer. First time in 3.5 months.
So you went out for a beer?
Pardon?
What was that, Claudette? You went out for a beer?
I said my husband and I went out for a beer for lunch. And first time in 3.5 months that we've been able to go out for a drink.
That is worth noting. That's right, because we still don't have that option.
Pretty big deal.
Yeah, cheers. Good on you. Good on you.
It's been almost a year, Claudette, since I've gone to a pub.
Really? Holy shit.
Messed up.
That's bad
I
for
mean,
me.
I know we haven't closed the borders to Florida yet. So, if anyone wants to come down, go on down. Just don't bring nasty stuff with you. But yeah, I mean, I'm not bragging, but I've been out almost every night to a pub or a restaurant or something.
Myself, Florida seems like heaven, man. And I'm sorry, you do mean anyone else except the British, yeah? When you say come on down.
Brits can come too.
Yeah.
Brits can come too. Just don't bring any funky new viruses that get us on the news.
I think we're like international leopards.
We're trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Marcel, you're such an ass going out every night. Damn it.
Today?
Out here in California. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's
I wasn't laughing at him last week about the hives, but I am now. I'm feeling I'm feeling cruel towards you now.
Yeah, well, now apparently I've given it to somebody else because it doesn't bother me anymore. I don't know if I've just grown used to it or it's gone away, but although it is 85 degrees or something right now, 81.
When it gets down to 70, it's too cold. It's fine.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yep.
3 minutes. It took 3 minutes and we're talking about ailments again.
Yeah. We've got to be careful about that, Patrick. I know.
It's my fault, Patrick. I brought up his hives.
Patrick texted me right before the call and he said, do you think we could keep the ailments for the second half? So I guess we failed.
I'm calling it the new opening segment for this call is Marsha Stern's ailment of the week.
You can't trash talk on her.
Where is Marsha?
We got to wait till she gets here to talk shit?
She must be urgent care.
Are those the new rules?
No, you can't talk shit about people behind their back. Talk shit about them to their face.
I always do it to their face. We're recording. Email it to her.
That's true.
We're about to get 10 inches of snow. So we're getting what Texas had, except we know how to deal with
it. We had it before you guys. So we're like going into the warm trend now.
Oh, warm. So what is that? 30?
Right now it's -6, but tomorrow it's supposed to be +5, I think.
Now let me translate this stuff to you. So -6 is like 25.
Yeah.
And +6 is like 35 or 37 or something. In American, yeah. There you go. I've done your conversions.
Hey, that's balmy to us, man.
That
I've
is.
actually, so this whole Texas thing is actually proven that their power grid wanting to keep, do you guys know this whole thing? Have you heard this? That Texas is
No, Matt, I saw some.
own
I
power.
saw something about freezing. That's right. So why would that affect their electricity?
It's because they're getting rolling blackouts, whereas like the eastern part of the U.S. is all on its own power grid. So if there is a blackout, we can reroute power. But Texas and part of Oklahoma is all on their own grid, and they want to be independent.
They also have multiple locations or multiple vendors, so you can actually pick like your cable company at your house, who you want to supply your power from. So they have like, unlike California where we got one, they have multiple places you can get power from.
But I hear they jack the prices up. Like they're like it's 300% higher than it was last week or something like that.
Yeah, they're approved to do on-demand pricing right now.
Yeah, but they also in the other months they have 6 different competitors looking for your power. So when the air conditioning gets too high, you can go to another vendor for the just like your cable or your cell phone, which is kind of good.
I don't mean to be mean or anything, but it always shocks me when these things happen and people are dying because they're running generators in their house. I mean, it happens in Florida every year during hurricane season that somebody does it. But I mean, where did that make sense?
People are like sleeping in their cars in their garage with their garage closed and they're dying.
Yeah, that was on the news the other day.
That's
what?
Yeah. It's like they're living in their cars to stay warm, but they don't open any windows or the garage door.
I mean, but what part of your life did you miss that memo? Like, I just don't get it.
It was on the news last night. I think it was a family of 3 or a family of 4 in Houston died in their car.
The whole family?
Yeah, died in their car in the garage because they had the car running to stay warm.
That's disgusting.
That's just messed
At least
up.
I didn't feel it.
They were fully asleep too when it happened because they were passing out from the fumes. That's terrible. That's terrible news.
The report
At least they were warm when they died, I guess, right?
The report I got midday was the spot price of wholesale electricity on the Texas power grid spiked more than 10,000% on Monday amid a deep freeze across the state and rolling outages. Real-time wholesale market prices on the power grid operated by Electric Reliability Council of Texas, ERCOT, were more than $9,000 per megawatt hour late Monday. So to put that in perspective, pre-storm prices are $50 per megawatt hour, and they spiked to 9,000.
How can you do that?
Are you sure this isn't the GameStop investors here?
Yeah.
The surge reflects the real-time megawatt hour price of electricity and the cost of congestion and losses at different points across the grid. Early on Monday, ERCOT said extreme weather conditions forced many power generating units off the grid, upending the supply of electricity.
Yeah, they're saying like nuclear power plants that they have down there, the tanks or the water that keeps them cold is actually freezing.
Too cold.
They have to shut the plants down.
The wildest one to me is the helicopters flying around to defreeze the propeller blades from the wind farms. You know, I mean,
they're blaming
the
broken
system.
Green New Deal on they're like the Green New Deal is destroying us right now in Texas. It's like it's not even a thing.
Well, it kind of is because that's 25% of their power grid. And obviously failing miserably.
Well, I mean,
both solar and wind.
Have you ever seen one of those turbines?
What's that,
David?
Everything failed across the board.
Of course, yeah.
Think about the wind tunnels. Their whole system crashed. Everything they had.
Yeah, they're even saying the natural gas is freezing because the water gets pumped up from where they frack and everything, and that's freezing too. It's just too cold for them.
Yeah, but the people that are having to pay the 9,000% increase are only a handful because nobody has power. So the ones that have
and
the power,
I don't know. I grew up in Canada, and I don't recall natural gas ever freezing at like minus 40 degrees.
No, they talk about the when you do fracking and you're using usually the straight water. There are certain other liquids that they'll use to do that, but obviously for environmental reasons, you'll use straight water. The water that they're using for the fracking was freezing.
Hey, Claudette, do you got Ken sitting there like fact checking this stuff.
He's probably downstairs going, oh my
Claudette's
God."
husband has been a geophysicist for his whole life and
Perfect.
kinda
He's
knows
probably down
that
there
gig pretty
going,
well.
What are these guys talking about?
What the hell is Patrick Dearson talking about today?
Yeah.
It's
He'll
for
call
sure.
you later, Patrick. He'll call you later.
Patrick makes it sound smart, though. You know, it makes it sound like he's telling you the truth.
I wanted to call me. I wanted to tell me what's going to go wrong next, because so far I have made a small fortune today in the energy sector.
Oh,
There you
of course.
go.
My Maris stock is through the roof. I made 10 grand today. So,
Wow.
Nice. You only made it if you actually sell it. But
yeah, which I don't want
It's
it.
like,
I want it
let's
to go up
clear
more.
here.
But everyone's saying pot stocks. That's the thing.
Pot stocks.
You said that last week.
That's been the thing for like what, freaking 3
We need
years
you.
or something.
We need your new picks, Matt.
It's finally actually doing something though in after hours. So.
Wow.
Listen, man, I've become a day trader. When I can't design a show, I just day trade.
Did you make money on GameStop? That's the question.
I did not get on the GameStop train, but I'm curious to see what my AMC stock's going to do tomorrow.
What's magic about tomorrow?
They're dragging everybody in front of Congress.
Oh, because Roaring Kitty's got to testify, right?
Yep, Roaring Kitties. No, but it's actually really funny. AMC is 97% owned, and the hedge funds have 3%, and they're selling naked shares to each other to keep the price down. So that basically they're trading shares that don't exist, which is very illegal. But you know, whatever.
Only illegal until you get caught.
If you would have told me 5 years ago that I was going to be sitting on a Zoom call with a bunch of lighting designers giving day trading stock advice, I'd have said, nah.
Well, to tie it back in entertainment, let's talk about MGM stock today, which tomorrow should probably be spiking even beyond what its current, I believe, high is, which is bizarre. Today's notice was that Mandalay Bay, Park MGM, and the Mirage Resort in Las Vegas will open to full operations starting March.
Oh, really?
Wow.
And that's causing
that's
the
some
stock
very
to
good
jump?
news. I would presume the stock would probably get a little bit of a bump, even though it only represents about 10% of their global in Vegas.
Yeah, but the industry will get a big bump.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's a very positive piece
Yeah,
of
we've
news
seen
for the industry.
We've seen quotes already coming for most of
That's
some
good.
of those resorts. So
That's good.
Did you guys see the
very
new
happy.
layout of the Virgin Hotel?
I haven't.
They've announced. The Circle Bar is still kind of there, but it's like an oblong bar. It's not really.
Well, the oval bar just doesn't cover it. It doesn't cut it. You know, that's just not. Meet me at the oval bar. I don't know.
But it's supposedly open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So
cool.
Well, it is a
In
casino.
case you really need a drink at 7:30
well, no,
in the morning.
Circle Bar would close at like 3 in the morning. So
Well, I don't know.
No,
Never when I was there.
No.
no.
I swear I've been there to 6.
yeah,
at least.
maybe they just sent you home, Matt. Maybe they.
Maybe I blacked out. I don't know.
They didn't close the bar. They closed Matt.
I have been there many times at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Me too.
Then I
Too
definitely
many.
blacked out.
Yeah. I don't think the Circle Bar closes at 3.
It
Maybe
doesn't.
not. Maybe not. Well, that's good news.
Yeah, I think it's going to definitely open up some more entertainment stuff for us in general, which will be good.
Yeah.
Did anyone see the Fireplace show? I don't remember the artist's name. Sooner, what's her name?
Lindsay L.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she was good. I watched it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I've only seen what he's posted, what Nick's posted. It looked great.
Yeah, it's nice to see people working,
Yeah. How did it go? I'm guessing they didn't get massive numbers.
I haven't spoken to Nick, so I'm not sure
No,
how.
me neither.
Yeah. I actually should give him a shout. My husband's Gallagher put risers in, so he was he was out there for a couple days. Yeah, I don't really know much about it. We did watch it, but it looks
And
beautiful. It's great. He did a
They
good job.
use that like Claire system too, right? With the audience and stuff.
Yeah, the honeycomb looking thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked cool. I gotta admit I had never heard of her before. So
That's part of the problem, right? Like even when we were trying to do Level Up, and artists just don't want to participate in this stuff. And I don't know why. I'm not going to judge them or decide why they're not participating in
I will.
Yeah.
I'll judge them.
I mean, I've heard that the second that they cry for money for their crew, all their fans are going to spout off about how, well, you have all the money in the world, just pay for your crew.
Yeah, that's one version of it. Yep.
But so the only people that are really wanting to participate in events like that are the smaller artists that are thinking that it will give them a little bit of exposure as well.
Yeah, it'll give them a bump. Yeah.
It's sad, but it's the state of our world right now. So
yeah. Well, it's too bad because when you get a big enough artist, those things do work. Like the Metallica thing was really cool. When you get a big enough artist, it seems to.
The thing at the Beacon was pretty sweet.
With, the Trey Anastasio one.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
That was 8-week residency. Mark Janowitz designs, and it was brilliant. They flipped everything around, so the background was actually the Beacon Theater. And
no fans.
No fans.
No fans. Yep.
And actually, it's in live design. There are plots for it. He put in like a couple hundred of the single the Roby Pat lights throughout the crowd.
Oh, cool.
And it was very cool because you had those long shots. And he had trusses and everything in the house and was doing these like 75-foot shots to the stage, and it just looked massive. It was brilliant.
Cool.
I think Pulse Lighting supplied the gear for him. So.
No, I think it was somebody out of Nashville, wasn't it?
It was Pulse. Pulse is Trey's vendor, and then they subcontracted some gear.
Oh, okay. They're out of Nashville. Pulse is out of Nashville.
Yeah. That's the Hoffman brothers.
Tuner, are you still doing anything with Live from Nowhere?
No, nope. I had to minimize the charitable organization time when
charity starts at home.
A glorified furniture mover in Nashville.
How's that going? 4-wall designs or whatever. How's that going?
Awesome. Actually, we will be in the black mid-April.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
Cheers. Congratulations on that. That's killer.
Thanks. I'm excited.
So are you only going to design interiors from now on and never again?
I don't think that I could ever become a different person, if that's what you mean.
So that $500 initial investment you'll finally make back in April.
I wish.
she bought an ad in like the local newspaper,
Yeah.
and that gets paid back in April.
I had to like finally start a LinkedIn profile again because I guess that's how real estate agents find your work, and like I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's okay.
Have you done anything big yet, or is it all just?
Yeah, well, we've gotten. We're doing our 5th home next week. It was supposed to be yesterday, but I can't move.
Can't do anything.
We are iced in.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy because like I used to deal with feet and feet of snow in northern Vermont. Where I am, like there's like maybe 2 inches of ice and snow on the ground, and I can't get out of my driveway.
That's crazy.
But yeah, we're doing our 5th home next week. We have about 4 houses of furniture in our inventory.
Wow.
Yeah, so the biggest one we did was 2 model units in a luxury condo building.
Hey, I actually just thought of a really cool connection for you.
Yeah, bring them.
So I don't know if it would work because I don't know. So City Furniture, they don't have locations in Tennessee yet, do they?
Timmy?
They're by far the largest furniture store in Florida. So a new friend of mine is the chief revenue officer for City Furniture. And he's got like 1,200 people working for him and stuff. He's pretty high up in the company.
Nice.
And no, but I was just thinking if I could connect him to you somehow, Like, I mean, they're not low end, they're sort of middle of the road, like where you go and you can kind of furnish a whole house for 20 grand kind of place, you know?
I mean, so that is for us, it would be like, is there a way that we can take floor models or rent from their inventory in case our inventory is depleted, right? Like that's what the connection would.
Well, no, that, but also how about, you know, them promoting this, you know, this company or whatever to help. Yeah. So I don't know, just a thought, like I could kind of float it up his flagpole there and just see.
They have a location in Murfreesboro, so that's like 45 minutes away from me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, in Florida, they probably have, I don't know, 100 locations or more, 200 locations. I mean, they're massive.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of millions of dollars.
It's funny because like a lot of the furniture that they have on their site, we're like wholesale purchasers. Like we can actually purchase a lot of the stuff wholesale.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten that far yet because it's not.
Yeah.
In like pounding the pavement and buying.
Well, I mean, if you want to check it out and let me know if you want a connection there anyways.
Okay, yeah, that'd be awesome.
So I'm wondering, one thing I'm wondering, and it's a good question that Brad brought up here, sort of jokingly, but I wonder how many pivots disappear when this is all over and the blue skies are back.
Whoa. Are we doing day 91 all over again, buddy?
So no, the specific one that I'm looking at is when I started podcasting, there was one podcast. Now there's about fucking 2,000 of them in the concert business. And so I'm just curious, like, are these podcasts going to continue? Are people just going to be really busy being production managers or lighting designers again, and they're not going to be able to do a podcast? Because I started mine like, you know, a year and a half before COVID ever started. So I'm not putting anybody down because I actually like some of these new podcasts. I don't like a few of them, but
I mean, you know, some of them are going to fade away. I mean, there's no other way about it when people get back to work.
I'd just like to announce that Brad and I are doing a podcast series called Youngsters of Gear. It's a new one. It was Brad's idea.
The latest and greatest.
I fought it tooth and nail. I didn't think it was a good idea, but Brad was adamant about it. So
what are you guys?
Or how about like you and Patrick doing like follically challenged or something, you know?
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, but I already have a podcast already with Kaminsky. It's called Infants of Gear. And we're watching that next week. So I just don't have the bandwidth.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You guys are killing me, man.
Harrison,
funny. That's funny.
Yeah, Waylon and I are going to start one called Opposable Thumbs.
No, but I'm serious.
Patrick, I think it would be called Solar Powered Sex Machines.
There you go.
You know, sooner without trying to commit you. Yeah. Without trying to commit you, would you? I mean, you're obviously going to go back on the road and be a lighting designer, right?
Yeah, this company that I started here in Nashville, we have a 5-year and a 10-year business plan already. So we're planning on keeping this going. I'm just gonna be really fucking choosy about what I do in the production industry coming up. And a lot of it is because I realized that my health was actually in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to this.
I went through the same thing in 2008, you know, because we all know what happened in 2008. And I pivoted to web design to fill in the gaps. And within 2 years, I stopped taking on new clients, but I was able to start being choosier when things really came back up to speed. So by, I think it was 2012 or 13, I'd phased out all of my clients. I'd either passed them on to somebody that I could trust or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. That would actually be my question. The people that pivoted and left the industry, I think more like our techs, like dimmer techs and, you know, riggers and everything that have gotten other jobs. My question is, are they willing to come back?
Is Mark Fetto on the call this week?
I don't see him. No.
So Mark would have been perfect to talk to that because we were just talking about this on Friday, where that's one of the biggest challenges he was facing recently, where a couple of gigs popped up. They were trying to put stuff together, and it was very nonchalant about the fact that, like, yeah, some of the gear is a little challenging, but we'll get the stuff spec'd. We'll find it. If we got a sub rent, that's all cool. Guys are not a problem. We'll totally be able to find labor. It's totally easy. The most challenging part of this process was finding guys, because guys were all going, absolutely not. Either not gonna bust my unemployment right now, or I've got some sort of gig, whether it be at Home Depot or Amazon shipping or whatever, and I'm not going to leave that for 4 days and then lose my little bit of headway that I've gotten there.
Yeah,
so all of a sudden it became really tough for him.
Yeah,
It's a
my
huge
buddy,
problem.
Yeah, my buddy who was doing monitors for Sticks, he pivoted to doing like UPS deliveries and was making bank on it over Christmas. And he's actually using that to get out of LA, because he's like, LA is so expensive, and moving to Asheville. But he's like, I don't know, I might just start a brewery and, you know, get off the road, because who knows, it's too volatile.
I think the allure of the road and the allure of this gig and what all of you guys do is probably going to drag some people back into it, you know. But it's an interesting thought, because like sooner you said you have a
punishment.
You have a 5 and 10 year plan, which means that you're going to sustain the business using employees, presumably, or family or friends or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And yeah.
I have a business partner. She's a stay-at-home mom. She has 2 kids, so she's it's hard for her to be.
Well, the funny thing is, this guy that I'm talking about, who's the chief revenue officer, he's a web development firm that I'm starting to hire some of his guys, his dev guys, or we're looking at hiring some of his dev guys. And so he runs a company. He's the chief revenue officer in a, you know, almost $1 billion company. And then he has this firm with like 150 coders, you know, web coders. And so you can do them both. You really can. You can have a gig and then do a side thing that, even if it grows and becomes wildly successful. So he's got his fiance that runs the web development business for the most part.
Yeah,
but
that's the plan.
Yeah.
Did you guys read Leroy Bennett's article in LSA this month?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty interesting, his take on everything. And I think it's accurate. I mean, I think when we come back, you're not going to see all this custom fab staging and all this stuff.
It's got to be down and dirty.
Yeah, it's like, what's in the warehouse, guy?
I didn't read the article, but I heard him talk about that on, I don't know if any of you guys have seen the Winky podcast or heard the Winky podcast, but it's Winky and his wife. And it's kind of weird. It's called like Legends and Lifestyles, or Lifestyles and Legends or something. And they do like a fitness trainer, and then Steve Cohen, and then like a dog groomer, and then Roy Bennett. And so they had Roy Bennett on there, and he talked about the same stuff.
It's a really quick read. David, excellent work on acquiring that. It was a fun read.
I'll have to go check it out.
You know, I think back to the labor thing, you know, when we got hired to do a film concert for New Year's Eve, and I posted on a couple of the, you know, live production sites, and everybody either wanted to be paid in cash or didn't want to break their unemployment. And then I go post it on the film Production 911 website, or a Facebook group, and I got 90 resumes of people ready to work, and really qualified people. And so, you know, there's definitely a difference between the film and the live production people right now as far as what they're wanting. I mean, everybody wants to be, you know, have it paid under the table, don't want to lose their unemployment, don't want to disrupt that. And I get that. It just was really, really frustrating. And, you know, as far as transitioning, like, you know, I was just thinking, I've been sort of spending spending this month trying to train some new pilots in, so that if there's a production gig that takes me out of town or away for a long period of time, I can cover the drone projects that I have, because those right now are supporting me, and those seem to be coming in way more steadily than just the production management and agency stuff.
Yeah.
You know, what's really funny actually, Patrick, is a lot of the live events people, like there was some event that happened in the Bay Area that the promoter or whoever arranged that ended up filing for bankruptcy and not
Stephen
paying.
Fitzgerald, he was an old employee of mine, piece of shit.
Yeah,
Fuck
so
that guy.
there's a lot of that like gun shy with these production people because there isn't the money backing of like a Live Nation or a AEG or, you know, it's a lot of people are scared. Whereas the TV and film people, while work has been slower, at least it's been consistent work and it's backed up by studios. So I can see.
Not always. I mean, not even close. I mean, like, you know, the studios are one part of it, but a lot of these indie films and stuff, I mean, you know, they're still having the issues of people wanting to cut corners. We had a project that got pitched to us and I said, well, what's the COVID compliance situation like? And when do we get tested? And he's like, we're not going to do that. We're not that big of a production. I'm like, well, go find somebody else. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of those. So yeah, that's completely wrong. There's the studios don't matter. I mean, they're doing 1% of it. It's the agencies and all the other, you know, social marketing companies and all those guys that are doing, you know, these little one-off videos and vignettes that you got to watch out for.
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of Apple TV work. Like a lot of people that I know are like programming for Apple programs, and like here in Astoria, there is a ton of television and film work that's happening, and it's all probably like Blacklist and, you know, all those major network shows are.
Speaking of Apple TV, has anybody seen this show, The Servant, the M. Night Shyamalan thing?
No.
Mm-mm.
I've watched like a few episodes. It's really friggin' bizarre. Actually, I think I've watched the whole first season, and it's really bizarre, really strange. I mean, it's M. Night Shyamalan, but
my latest binge is Queen of the South, which is ridiculously good. Strong female character.
I haven't seen that one.
It's really, really good. It's
Which one?
Queen of the South.
Oh.
She's a Mexican woman who dates a guy in the drug cartel, and he ends up stealing from the boss. And it's over 4 seasons right now. And she ends up becoming like the boss of the southern US. And it's kind of like a mix of Breaking Bad meets like Narco meets.
Speaking of Breaking Bad, somebody just turned me on to Your Honor.
Oh yeah, that's
that's good.
Yeah, I'm like halfway into the first season, I guess, and or is there only one season? I think there is only one season.
There's only one.
Yeah, I think I'm 4 episodes.
You want me
in
to
or
tell you?
something,
You
and
want me
it's
to tell
crazy
you
good.
the ending?
No, Eric.
No.
But steel yourself for the ending.
It's really good. It's a really good show.
It's really
is it
well
only
written.
meant to be one season, or
Yes.
is it? It is.
Yes, it's only one
Shit.
season, yeah.
I don't, see, this is the thing with COVID. I won't commit to like a single season series, because once you hook me in, I want to just keep watching it. So
yeah, but if it has
very
a beginning and a
definitive
middle and
ending.
an end, then it's a story that just took 4 segments or 6 segments to complete.
yeah, it's just like a really long movie that's just kind of dragged out. You need like 4 seasons to kind of get into it, right?
Have you guys seen The Sinner?
I have not.
No.
That sounds excellent.
It's a crime drama, psychological thing, and it's all chronological. Like each season follows a different crime.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
It's all like tons of cliffhangers. Bill Pullman is the detective. It's great.
What's it on? What platform?
We're watching it on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like it was like an FX or a USA show or something like that. But yeah, we're watching it on Netflix. It's really good. It's called The Sinner. The first one has Jessica. Who's Justin Timberlake's wife?
Jessica Alba.
One of the Jessicas.
Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel.
Yeah.
She's
I always
like,
get them confused. It's just one of the Jessicas.
she's the star in the first one, and she's excellent in it. So
Has anyone seen the Britney thing? Because Justin like apologized and stuff. I don't have Hulu, so I can't watch it. But
I have not, but everyone's doing the hashtag Free Britney, and it's kind of insane.
oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, it's about her dad. Like her dad took over control of.
Yeah, her
all of
dad was pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the
Don't spoil
documentary
it,
from the
goddammit.
viewpoint of the father as opposed to Brittany being the subject? Isn't the father the guy from the source of this?
Oh God. Then I won't watch it. You just saved me for whatever it is, 4 hours.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I believe that was the premise which begat the Free Brittany thing, which was that it was slanted from the dad's viewpoint. But I don't know because I haven't seen it.
Dixon, you're leaving?
Bye, John. That was short-lived.
It was, but we're on rolling blackouts. We've got no water. It's like
Yeah, but you got
freaking
internet, so shut up and quit whining already.
Well, for now, but
it's trail down there.
You got internet. You could order DoorDash. Come on, how
Hey,
bad
where
is
are
it?
you?
You can order DoorDash.
Sit on your hotspot. It'll get warm enough.
Go put a shirt on.
Just get the new iPhone. It'll warm you up.
No, it's about to go south, and we're melting snow for water. We're boiling it. So yeah, this is old school shit.
It totally is the Oregon Trail. Just don't die of dysentery, right?
No, I got to jump for when this shit bails. We weren't ready
This is
for
all
it.
just the bird flip to California. Oh yeah, you want to come live here? Take
Yeah,
this.
come
Bam!
on, come to Austin. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
All right, see you guys.
Stay warm, stay safe,
John.
John.
Hey, John.
Bye.
See you, John.
Does anyone have Disney Plus on here?
No.
Canceled
Yeah.
it.
If you do, there's this awesome documentary on the mission to Mars.
But nobody does.
I do, but I have
Oh,
kids.
there's one. Okay, so you guys
Yeah,
talk
but I have
privately.
kids.
I got it for free.
Smart ass Patrick.
You're such a dick.
Patrick's a little grumpy. I talked to him a couple hours ago, and I saw this stuff coming. I'm just saying.
You
I tried to
think?
warn you in the beginning.
He had to drop $8,000 on his parachute system for his fucking drones.
No.
Here it
Oh,
comes.
Patrick, maybe you're just sitting on a
Well,
Newest
actually,
one.
both Patricks are grumpy because I meant Dearson. So
Oh, fantastic.
you guys share more than just a hairstyle.
No, I was going to say that. I noticed that about Dearson today. So yeah, you're right.
I'm having a challenging week with some people.
You know what's crazy is my Facebook has been delayed like 3 days, and I saw Patrick's Dearson's post on Valentine's Day about sharing his controller with his wife or his dog, whatever, to play video games, and he was like, he had a almost full beard going on, and I'm not used to seeing that, so it was a thing.
I like the fake Patrick way better than the real one, actually. I'm just saying, like, he's got a more interesting Instagram account, and I've been following him, and he's way better than you. I'm just saying, Patrick,
Aw.
I'm not sure how I would respond to that.
I
Mr.
think
Bear.
Persona's doing well on Instagram. All of a sudden, I got all these followers. I didn't realize that all I had to do was start shit posting memes like crazy. And it's so easy. I can pontificate about both sides of the political spectrum right from my squatty potty, and everybody thinks I'm a fucking hero.
Well, you taught me that I can
this guy.
slide to get rid of the multiple memes from one guy, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Who was that, Don Cherry?
What?
That was my post he was
That was
showing.
his post with his dog.
What was it? I was drunk when I posted that. What did I post?
It was. You don't even know. My
No,
Valentine
this is
know
this
why
is
I
why
won't
the other me is so much fun.
My Valentine wants to know why I won't pass the Xbox controller to her. Hashtag
yeah.
opposable thumbs needed, bitch.
Roxy, my dog.
Oh my God.
No, she reaches out every time I try to play Call of Duty and just have like an hour of bullshit time to myself to play a video game. She's on my shoulder trying to tap the controller the whole time. It's very
Makes
cute.
perfect sense. It looks like it's fun for you. Why wouldn't you want to join in?
Yeah. But I will say, like, it's really funny when I come across Patrick's stories.
Yeah, he's way better than the real Patrick.
Oh, that fake Patrick. Yeah, that dick's only got one post and like 4 followers.
You made it.
I'm one of them.
People trying to steal your profile online.
Yeah. How fucking sad is your life?
Don't even talk to me. I got this maniac who's still posting things about.
Oh
me.
my God.
Is that dude still at it?
The latest one. No, the latest one. He's banging me from behind, and he's a clown, and I've got my face on like a made up cartoon body.
How is that on your background?
Please send this. Is
that the guy that emailed me?
No, it's the guy who's messaging everybody on Instagram.
I had to block the guy.
That
I
Marcel
blocked
is
the
a
guy.
scammer. Marcel is a fake. He's a made up guy. He's not even real.
I agreed to
Apparently you're a
everything he
clown.
said. I was like, yes, I agree 100%.
No, but
sir.
here's the thing. So Sunday when I saw the post of me, because on it he threatens that the next is going to be him banging my mother, is going to be his next post, is what he said, right? So I went and reported this guy about 100 times to Instagram, and I have 100 responses saying, this falls within our, range of acceptable posts. Like 100 times the exact same response. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys against other than the former president? I mean, what don't you like? Everything's okay except Trump.
Well, did you
I don't
see
get it.
that they've made a policy that's going to be enacted apparently, that if there is any bullying or hate speech found in direct messages to people, they're going to start enforcing a whole.
Wow. How do they find that? I guess those aren't very protected.
Clearly
messages.
reading your direct messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Marcel, where can I see these posts?
Well, if you and I are friends on Instagram, maybe we're not, but if we're friends on Instagram, he would have been spamming you.
Oh, now we're friends on Instagram.
Actually, I think
cannot wait.
I think I could show you. I think in my trash, I've got the image. Hang on a second. Let me find it.
Do you know who it is that's doing this, Marcel?
He's a guy customer. No, I didn't. I don't even know the guy, but apparently he did one deal with my company, and I don't know. Something just didn't go right. I guess. But he's Russian. He's Russian, by the way. So not against Russians.
Well, tell him to slow down.
Hang on, I found it. Hang on, I found it. Hang on. Oh,
don't you have any legal recourse here, bud?
Dude, he's in fucking Russia, or not even Russia. It's like Kazakhstan or something. He's not even in Russia. I mean, if he was in Russia, I'd just probably make a.
Marcel Fairbairn, number 2 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan.
Hang on, I'm going to show you. Hang on, share my screen.
He's
For those of you who haven't been harassed by this guy, here you go. There you go. There's
Oh my God,
that's amazing.
Wow.
It's so good.
Goodness gracious.
Oh my God.
Isn't that
Definitely
awesome?
got your attention, though.
Isn't that awesome? And so then he sends a
Oh my-
message saying,
That's so
next
rude.
Pretty
is
effective.
going to be your mother in the same position or something like this, right? I mean, it's like, really, dude?
And he
So-
thinks that he paid you for something you didn't send him, or what is his deal?
I have no idea. I
Well, did you
really
read
have
the caption?
No.
Or did you
I've
just look
read
at the
everything.
clown?
I mean, the guy has sent like 50 of these things. I get like every week. So don't follow me on Instagram if you haven't followed me yet, because you're gonna get spammed by this guy.
Oh,
But every week he
Patrick.
sends out a new round of these things saying this guy's an asshole, he's a terrible person. I don't even know the guy. I literally don't know him.
how
You
long
must
has
have
this been going
done
on?
something to piss him off.
Oh my God. At least he's creative though. I mean, come on. You can't.
No, that's what I said. It's funny because I was sitting with my girlfriend when I saw that one, and who sent it to me? Like a girl I knew like 30 years
Harrison
ago.
Quit.
A girl I knew like 35 years ago probably
get used
sent
to
me
this.
this thing going, this guy must not like you so much. And I'm sitting with my girlfriend and I go, this guy's fucking creative. I mean, he's really good. This is pretty good work right here, you know? Like maybe I could get him a gig or something and he'll leave me alone. So
He can be
there's
your
no way to
graphic
stop him.
artist.
What's that?
He can be your graphic artist for your
Dude, I
website.
see this as a new Pixar cartoon.
He's very good. He's very talented.
We're
No.
searching for a graphic designer for We Make Events. We should call him.
You know, I can probably give you his Instagram account. Although
I'm telling you.
well,
screw
here's the
Robot
other
Chicken.
thing.
This is amazing.
So I block him, and then he gets all his friends, or he sets up different accounts, or whatever. I mean, it's coming from every direction with this guy. Like, I don't know what I did to him, but he don't like me. So,
You think?
and I don't even know him.
You haven't noticed Patrick.
Jeff Ravitz, how are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good. How
Jeff, you
about
got
you?
here just in time.
Very nice to
Tell
see
me
you, Jeff.
why.
Oh my God, Jeff's here.
Hey. Yeah, how's it going, everybody?
Been a while, my friend.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going well.
Yeah.
It's going well.
We're here, we're hanging in there.
Oh my God, Patrick, you did not do that.
You just noticed?
You just saw
You
that now?
didn't do that, Patrick.
But
That's
it works
just
with the
not
green
even
screen. The
nice.
finger goes all the way in.
Hang on, how do I shut your screen off?
You can't.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Not the same though if you can't see the
Oh,
content.
look what just happened. Oh no, not Patrick in a little swingy chair.
Pearson got banned.
Wow, the
Shut
first
off
person to
video.
ever get banned on a Zoom call. besides Matt.
Not the first
How
time.
do I turn?
Are you
it off?
shitting
I
on me,
don't know how to
Patrick?
do that. I don't know how to put it back on now. That's the problem. Oh, ask to start video. Patrick, turn your video back on, please. There you go.
Oh, this is a
You know,
dangerous
if you look at that picture, it's a pretty good depiction of me, really.
It is.
with quite a look of astonishment on your face. I must
Well, I'm a
add.
little bit shocked because he's
You think?
reading my parts.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a good BBC caricature.
All right, Patrick, the joke's over. Would you take the fucking background down, please?
I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
Funny.
I know I'm gonna get Christmas cards next
Where's the
year
off
with this
button?
image on it, and
I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
so Brad, can you tell us what's going on with COVID? Because people keep asking me, and I'm like, ask Brad.
Sure. Well, we've been in kind of a holding pattern, waiting on a lot of things to happen. But I got some exciting news today from Michael Strickland that we are ready to deliver our contact list to FEMA and the Health and Human Services Department and the Governors Association. So I'm going to be sending him that list today or tomorrow. And then we're going to have a little powwow Friday that I need to schedule to talk through what that means. But the good news is that we're hopefully getting close to the point where we can connect the bridge between our people and people that make decisions about COVID vaccines and the whole deployment.
How many people signed up on our side?
We have on the just like general participation about 315 plus our whole other database, but that signed up directly for this. And then on the regional director side, there are only about 18 that have put their name down on the sheet, but I know that there are more that are engaged than that. They just haven't officially written their name on the piece of paper. But I would think we probably have about 30 that are active and willing to already started making phone calls and that kind of stuff. So cool. We'll see where we land. But you know, if we can get even a dozen of the major cities around the country to connect those dots and use some of those services, it would be a huge win for a lot of people. So we'll see what we can do.
Awesome. Questions, comments? Matt, you're the one who was always asking me a million questions.
No, Brad and I have.
Oh, you've spoken?
Yeah, I've slid into his DMs.
Well,
you have
use
Christmas
that phrase
lights
ever
on your
again.
screen.
I've reached out to a pile of people and signed up on that Google Docs probably more than once and heard nothing from anyone.
Well,
so
yeah.
I'm available if you need me.
This is how I feel about the situation. I think it's an amazing opportunity, but I really don't think that they're going to stick with the, government resources. Like, why?
It's going to very much depend on the location. Some places are going to do it, some places aren't, and some places are going to use a venue and no people. Some places are going to use, people and no venues or just gear or whatever else. And I have intentionally not replied to everybody that signed up yet because I didn't want to go release an army of people to go do things until there's a definitive path on how we get there. So I've been sort of teeing things up in the background with a handful of people to just get the names on the list and sort of get the army ready to roll, but not actually waste anyone's time until we have a known path and know that we can do something. Right now, until basically next week, there hasn't really been anything actionable other than make noise and reach out where you can and see if you can make any inroads. But it's mostly been sort of luck and hope thus far. But we're thinking that come next week, we have a list now of all of the FEMA directors. There are 10 across the country. So we're going to share that with our team, and they're going to have to start reaching out to those people. And those people are all going to have our contact list, so they should know who should be contacting them. And hopefully with all of those things, we can connect.
Want to hear something funny, Brad?
What's that?
So as you're telling us all these things secretly, Michael just sent out a press release
Did he
with
really?
the same information to like the
Good.
world, right?
Good. Yep. Of course he did.
I
Senator
love Michael
Strickland.
Ay, ay, ay. He's crossed over from lighting company owner to politician for sure.
Oh, Senator.
And he's quite good at it. He's quite good at it. Hey, what did I see today? And I think I deleted it before I read it by accident, but there's two trade shows merging. What are they? Two trade,
Plaza
not
and
merging.
ABTT are doing a show together.
Who is it?
Plaza and ABTT are joining
That's
forces
what it was.
this year only.
Oh, okay.
Know
Just
when
this
it
year.
is? Do you know when it is, David?
Yeah, September 5th through 7th.
Yeah, I just saw something that IALD is doing something at Javits in September or October too.
So that's the Plaza show in England?
Yes.
So they're going to do a show in London?
Yes.
Wow.
That's the plan.
Because they're like super uber conservative over there, obviously. So where's Steve? Is Steve still here?
Yeah, I knew you. Steve's here just enjoying this third glass of Cabernet. You know, I can barely focus on the screen. What are you talking
Yeah, but
yeah, this is
but are you
completely news
focused
to
on
me.
your expenses? Because you got to do a trade show in a couple months. So
Cheers, Steve.
No, absolutely. That's
He's
right.
off the
I think
couch,
a trade
he's
show couldn't be
getting
further
drunk.
from my mind.
yeah.
ABTT is normally in the spring, so I think that's a good plan because there's no chance of that going ahead. So yeah, if they team up with Plaza, it's a good shout, really. And I'm glad to see Plaza sort of opening up to them because ABTT were always the first. They were the original. They were there before Plaza, so there's always been a little bit of sort of rivalry between the two. So,
but
yeah, it's sort of quite good grown up.
But you
and
haven't
cleaned
heard
up
about
thinking,
this?
You know, no, this is news to me.
Because you're a fairly major exhibitor at Plaza, I would expect.
We've been at Plaza from the very beginning, absolutely, and we're
Right.
sort of big supporters of it. And to be honest, we were at ABTT as well. You know, we've always supported ABTT, and as I say, that was there before. So we support both shows. So for me, it's welcome that if they join together and we can do one thing, that's great.
David, could you
two
post
different
that
audiences.
article for us in chat?
Yeah, I'd be very
Yeah, okay.
interested.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be great.
ABTT really sort of reaches out, as you say, through the ALD to all the more theatrical designers. So, and I'd love to see some of the barriers coming down between those two. The technology is really driving it together. We're getting loads of, ETC people and MA people looking at what we've got to offer and vice versa. I think it's good. It's good for the industry.
I will say
Yeah.
your new console is pretty badass, so congratulations on that.
Oh, thanks, Matt. And it's funny. I mean, I wouldn't normally talk like that, but it was just, in fact, this morning, somebody saying that, hey, he was surprised he'd come to one of the online demos, and he was surprised how many MA people or ETC people. And it's funny how people are put in camps like that still. Like you're this user or that. I'd really love to see all that break down and people just take a wide view and whatever, if different things fit for the application, then great.
So, I'm guessing MA doesn't want to see that.
I'm sure
what you're
don't.
talking about.
I mean, well, we've all, but the same with Hog. We've all been in that dominant position for a while,
Right,
at some point in the history, and it's great because people just buy it because that's what everyone else is buying. So why not? It's great while it lasts.
Let's look at it this way. Steve launched a new console with a new software and did it at the same time as opposed to another company.
It's novel, isn't it? It's a novel approach,
Yeah.
That's right.
During
That's what I'm
COVID.
saying,
During
demo
COVID,
on
you're
Monday.
either a
I'm
genius
ready.
or an asshole.
I get a demo on Monday, and sooner you're going on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, Tuesday for me.
Oh man, that's exciting because I keep seeing Ruben's posts and sort of keeping up with it. And I was just looking at him a few minutes ago.
Is that Ruben or Brad? That you
well, I think it's both. They must be both of them out because Ruben's the one doing all the sort of pushing on social media, and sometimes he can be quite edgy. I have to say, I'm not a sort of meme creator. I really enjoy looking at Patrick's most days. Most days I get to catch up. Some of them, sometimes there's quite a few, and of course the sort of inside humor is a little bit hard to keep up with. But I'm getting most of my political knowledge from Patrick's memes. Really, that's
me too.
Yeah,
A horrible idea.
My whole view on American politics is formed through you, Patrick.
Incidentally, I have to say, so I'm literally, I haven't opened Facebook in over a week because I post from Instagram and it just goes to Facebook.
Okay.
And I just opened it up, and the first thing that pops up is a pop-up window from their support center saying your post goes against our community standards. Right?
Well, no, that's the fake Patrick.
So of course I look at that and go, what the hell did I put up that was, because I do most of these when I'm like 18 tequila shots in. So I look at it and it says, it's a picture of this like sort of madman looking guy in a lab coat. And it said, this Swedish doctor exposed how world governments were going to weaponize the COVID-19 virus back in 2017. And the bottom of it says, No, he didn't. I found this image on Google and created this meme in 3 minutes. Facebook is not a news source. Neither is YouTube, you fucking potato. They took that one down.
Oh my God.
That's
Patrick,
the one that went against the community standards.
Patrick,
Out of all the shit posting.
To be fair, I did post when Trump was like all about Lysol and injecting and all that other stuff. It was a
That's
jewel.
$5, Matt.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
In the jar.
Yeah, it's gone up though. It's gone up because energy rates are much higher now because of
Oh,
snowstorms.
Very true.
Fair.
Yeah.
No, but it was the jewel. It was like a jewel pod for Lysol, and it was a picture. It was like an advertising, and I posted that, and it got taken down.
Took that down?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
By the
that
way,
is
Waylon,
shocking.
I don't know where you got that picture of yourself for your background, but goddamn, that's handsome.
I bought it on eBay. And, yeah.
Isn't it funny though that Patrick's eating Patrick's head?
I really didn't
there you
think of
go.
it in that context.
There you go.
myself, but, you know.
Right there, right there.
There you go.
Perfect. Like a Russian doll. Yeah.
Steve, that link for the
I was
trade show.
just going to have a look, and thank you for
Yeah, it's
that.
in
Yeah,
chat.
fantastic, David.
Put it
Thank
up.
you. Superb.
Yeah, man.
Has anyone else forgotten how to dress like a normal person and not just like t-shirt and jeans, or is it just me?
That's how I
What the hell
dress.
do you want to wear? Like a suit and tie?
That's a good point. You know, I went
No,
into the
I
office
live in
for a photo
Florida.
shoot.
We don't
Yeah,
have
it
to
was-
dress. I live in Florida. We don't have to dress up. We just have to cover our parts and be legal.
No. I mean, it's more like if you go out to like a nice dinner, or you know.
What's that?
But when does that
Shorts
happen?
and t-shirt in Florida.
Yeah.
It's still shorts and
Yeah,
t-shirt.
still shorts and t-shirts.
Matt, the homeless look is in for you,
I live
bro.
in Florida.
Listen, man.
All bets are off.
Going out? What? Going out?
Matt, when was the
We
last
live
time
in
you went to the
California.
park?
We don't do anything.
No,
Yeah.
We watch movies and learn about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Hey, I made $8 in Bitcoin yesterday. All right, I'm all happy about it.
Did any of you guys see the and girls see the Elon Musk thing on Joe Rogan?
No, that'd be
So,
interesting.
Yeah, I heard.
so remember last time Elon was on Joe Rogan, they smoked pot and it went crazy and his share prices went down and it was well, this time they got wasted before they went on air. So Elon Musk is like, yep, nope. And he's giggling and stuff. He was wasted out of his brains, but he didn't smoke on the air, right? They were drinking whiskey though. But it's pretty interesting. It's actually really interesting. They talk about Tesla for a bit, but they talk about spaceships and planets and interplanetary travel and just a lot of crazy stuff where Joe Rogan goes, so, you know, like he'll ask him about, you know, could aliens do this? And he goes, well, technically, like, and then he goes through all the really nerdy aspects of everything, but they're stoned, so it's really just funny. It's like you're sitting in a couple of, you know, physics classmates' room while they're smoking dope and listening to their crazy conversation.
Drunk history with Elon Musk and Joe Rogan.
It's
this
pretty
recent?
funny. What's
Is
that?
Is it a recent one?
Yeah, it's like the latest one, I think, or second latest one.
I
I
just
think
did a
there's a
search
UFC
and
guy.
somebody's come
who's the
up at
latest.
2018. So I was thinking, yeah, okay, how does one find that? 6 days ago. Okay.
Spotify.
Oh, yes.
It's on
There it is,
Spotify.
6 days ago. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Spotify, of course, and it's really good. I mean, it gets a little slow at times because it's 3.5 hours long, but I listen to the whole thing, and I'm generally not that committed, so it's pretty good.
Oh.
By the way, Sooner, I was thinking about you today because I got this like scam TV app that somebody gave me called Retromax. I hope there's no TV police on here, but it gets you like friggin' every channel on earth. And so it's got like about 10 F1 channels, or no, I mean, probably 30 F1 channels. You can watch from anyone's helmet cam.
What's the name of this thing?
Oh my
So
god!
you could pick any driver and watch from their camera.
You have to send me this link.
I'll send you this link.
I need to see
It's
this.
really a pain in the ass to put on. So I got like this Sony what's it called? Android TV thing, right? So
Yeah.
if you've got Android built into your TV, you don't have to go buy like an Amazon Fire Stick or something. But you've got to download a bunch of apps. It's really freaking complicated. It took me probably 3 hours, but it costs like $10 a month or something, and you get absolutely every channel. So you get UFC fights, you get like I mean, you get everything.
I'm in.
What's
pretty
the name of
crazy. Retromax. You can't just go to like retromax.com. They'll tell you they're selling you a VPN or something. They don't tell you about TV. But I'm happy to provide this information for anyone who wants to send me a message or something.
I'd be
I'll
very
connect
interested
you with
just
it.
to see what.
It's outrageous. I mean, so they got two different things. They've got two applications. One is called Retromax and one is called Next Gen. Next Gen is like virtually every movie ever. All the new ones that are in theaters, ones that are on pay things, whatever it is. And they've got every series, regardless of what platform it's on. And it's not like lousy quality either. They're all really good. I haven't had any even glitches where you got to wait for it to buffer and stuff. Nothing. It's really, really good. So I think for both services, I pay $22 a month. And I don't watch any television, but when I do, I want it to be what I want to watch, right? Not like some stupid. So it's pretty cool.
Well, I'm totally down. I want to know because I mean we've got ESPN too, so we can watch all the races. But obviously, I'd rather see.
I'll send you the link.
ESPN doesn't do it justice like that German channel.
But it's insane. I mean, you can watch everyone's helmet cam. You can watch from pick a driver and you can watch from their helmet. It's crazy.
Finals out now. It's pretty
How's Jeremy doing, Marcel?
He's not racing right now. He's sitting.
He's
in COVID restrictions from his dad. His dad put him in COVID restrictions.
Say hi to the birthday boy.
Hey.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
What's up, Rock?
And he's delivering wine to you.
Cleve's happy birthday. Here he goes.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
And Marcel, how did the insurance go with Jeremy?
Yeah, not really well.
No?
Not really well. I mean, I need to start a third company just to insure him for a street car.
So you couldn't get it any cheaper, huh?
I mean, it's ridiculous, but now he's changed his mind on what car he wants, though. So it's getting a little cheaper, which is good. He wants a Nissan 370 now instead of a Subaru STI.
Did you tell him that you used to have one?
You had a
red
what?
one? Yeah, the old red Nissan. What was that?
Oh, that was a 300. Yeah, that's
that was a 300
though.
Yeah.
Now he's
car
starting in F1600 next month. So the importer there's a brand new car and there's a new Ford engine for F1600, and Jeremy's like the test dummy for this new Ford engine. And so he starts testing in a couple of weeks and fully sponsored, fully paid for, which is good. So I'm all for that.
And it's Ford. It's Ford. That's even better.
Formula. Yeah, but it's Formula 1600 and it's some new Ford engine.
That's even better.
Yeah, should be fun.
And by the way, this is the last screw that I have to put in the Cobra. It's just not long enough. It's not long enough. It's two threads
Can you
too
even still
short.
call it a Cobra anymore?
Always an issue.
You built the whole thing, haven't you?
It's two threads too short. So I got to go find another.
Oh my God.
Is that the last
Chris,
part?
This is your nemesis.
It is going to be the bomb.
That's the screw that he forgot to put back in.
No, I tried to put it in. It won't go in. It's two threads too short.
Just like moving lights, man. If there are a few extra parts left over, it's not actually a repair project.
Yeah.
You know what I wrote in a couple weeks ago? I was up in Orlando, and Chaz Harrington has the e-tron, the Audi e-tron, like the SUV, which is based on, I think, a Q8.
Yeah.
It's a Q8 with an electric engine in it, basically. It was really nice. And they're selling them super cheap because they can't sell them.
Yeah, Matt at Volt just got one as well.
Oh,
Volt
really?
Lights. Yeah, and he loves it. He loves it. He won't drive it to Vegas, but he loves it.
I don't think you can drive it to Vegas.
No,
it's only like 200-mile range or something.
Well, so
did you see the new Tesla with the yoke steering wheel? That's pretty
You have
cool.
to be very careful driving LA to Vegas with electric cars, because the one thing that the dealerships in LA aren't very forthcoming about is that the drive to Vegas, obviously going up to the high desert, it's an incline. So that range drops considerably. So you'll get 3/4 of the way to Vegas with no
Oh, because they
station
tell you it's
focus.
like 250-mile
Yeah.
range, and
And you're like,
you
oh, I'm
can
gonna
only
make
go
that.
200
That's no
miles 'cause
problem.
it's uphill, right?
Yeah.
I get it.
The other problem is, so when you go to the rest stops halfway there that have the charger, there is a line for hours. And
Oh,
I
no.
crack up every time. I crack up every time when I see them all lined up.
And the funny thing is, in Florida, there's no line because electric cars aren't that
I was gonna
popular.
say they're all golf carts.
Did
They're
you
not
hear
really-
that? So Jaguar
Golf
just
cart.
announced that they're
That's funny.
shifting.
That's a good one, Brad. I like that one.
Yeah, that was like,
Brad
I'll be
coming
all
in
night.
there with a big one. Bam. Love it.
Jaguar just announced this week that by 2025, their entire line will be electric.
Well, and we all trust British automakers, don't we?
It's
No, I
Indian
mean,
now. Thank you
Tata.
very much.
Yeah.
That's Tata Motors.
Chris and I did a Jaguar Land Rover where they were basically showing off those cars.
Yeah, they want to do it. We were told before the auto shows got all canceled, they really think they're going to do it, including the performance cars. They really do.
Well, I have a friend in Chicago who owns a Jaguar dealership, and he drives a Tesla. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
The other thing is GM announced by 2026, all their cars are going to be electric.
I think Ford just did the same thing. They did like another billion, dropped another billion or two in a plant, or something like that. So it's the American
Ford
manufacturer
doesn't make any
dragging their
cars anymore
knuckles.
except the Mustang.
Yeah.
that's going to be electric too. They've got a new one. But what no one's talking about is the infrastructure for charging your car along the way, and that
Yeah,
really
it's
is
an
the
orange
one big-
extension cord, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Who
that's
has
the whole
those?
caveat. I was looking at the e-trons, and the whole caveat is, how the fuck am I going to charge it in the middle of
Yeah.
bumfuck nowhere?
Yeah.
Put a wind generator on your car and some solar panels and call
Plug it
good.
into your neighbor's house. That's all.
Yeah.
It's easy.
I'll
We have-
stick with it.
Or if you want
stick with a
208, you go
V8.
one into each neighbor.
Yeah.
I'll
We
stick
have-
with my V8 until they get a better infrastructure
There
in
you go.
place.
I
Marsha,
have
he's not
friends.
wrong. You could put the wind turbine on yours because it won't freeze where you are.
Yeah. I have
When I go up
friends.
to my house in the Catskills, it'll fucking freeze right over.
I have
Just
friends.
put a flux capacitor in it. You'll be fine.
I have friends that want to race me all the time in their electric cars, and I say, no problem. We'll race for pink slips. No problem. Let's race.
No, I know what you say. You say no problem. Just one more bolt. And
Nope.
I'll be right back.
No,
I'll be
and I
right back.
one more.
Just
It's
one
right
more
here.
bolt.
It's right here.
Dude,
And I say,
the new Tesla. What is the new Tesla? 1.9 seconds, 0 to 60.
yeah, that's fine. But we'll race to Vegas and back. First one back wins.
Yeah, but
How
who
about
does
that?
those races? Who does
How
those?
about-
That's Cannonball
Yeah.
Run. Nobody does that.
Quarter mile? Who cares
Hey,
about quarter mile?
Tesla, you're
That's
going
great.
60
Let's just
miles
set
an
up the
hour by
rules
the
so that
time
you
cross
can't
the
fail.
Yeah. Of course. They want to race all the
Water
time.
caveat
that
that
works.
is
side of the
weird.
intersection. It's crazy.
So I'm the project manager for Greco on Formula E in New York every year.
Yeah.
And we go through 10,000 gallons of diesel a day to charge electric cars. For Jaguar's iRace series, we drop 6 megs for battery charging. It's ridiculous. And on the for the race
crazy.
cars, I think we were 10 megs in 2019.
You know, Kevin, I want to say something funny, but I got nothing.
No, we
It's
I got
ridiculous.
nothing. I don't have
Literally
anything.
10,000 gallons of diesel a day.
Yeah, when we did the Jaguar previews, even the one that we did with Matt, the generator was sucking up gas like you would not believe.
Kevin,
Chris,
What a waste.
which company are you buying that diesel from? Out of curiosity.
They're using Tomino's.
What is it?
Tomino's is the fuel company they use in the Northeast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Isn't that the same company that made the voting machines?
Patrick is investing in
Caminos?
this company right now as we speak.
Yeah, there you go. That's funny. Hey, Chris, you realize you just called it Jaguar?
That's how the British say it.
Jaguar?
Jaguar. Is
Jaguar.
Steve,
Jaguar.
is it
Steve
Jaguar?
Warren, chime in here.
You called it
Unmute yourself.
Jaguar. How do you
And
call
garage.
it?
And garage
Oh,
and
we
chassis.
Jaguar.
Steve's drunk, though. He doesn't know how to pronounce it either. It's a fucking call.
I can't even work my mute button anymore.
Don't worry,
How
I
many
got you.
glasses of wine now?
Steve, it's
Steve,
Steve.
how do you say it?
Jaguar and
Jaguar.
garage.
It's Jaguar, man.
And
Don't call it
garage.
Diamond 4.
The Jaguar. Yeah.
I have a
Beautiful.
Jaguar in my garage, Steve. How
They're
do you
coming
say?
back. They're coming back.
You're going to need Jaguars by 2025.
I think the new ones look cool.
Remember Minnesota Fats? Remember Minnesota Fats when he'd say, how did he say it? I got 4 automobiles in my garage. I don't need to play pool. However he said it, he was funny as hell, though. I loved that guy. What happened to professional pool players? Billiards, sorry, mate.
Yeah, what sort of job is that?
I think they got outdone with video games.
He was funny,
no,
that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, does anybody other than me remember Minnesota Fats? Because
I do. I'm old
right now. All right.
Professional
That guy
pool
was
is still a
funny as
huge
hell.
thing. In fact, the snooker championships just wrapped up.
Oh, really? I don't know. I haven't watched it since Minnesota Fats, so I have no idea.
We were watching.
I'll tell you, every day off we had, Jerry Cantrell would go find a pool hall, like the
really?
diviest pool hall you could find, and we'd play snooker, we'd play pool. It was awesome. It's a thing.
So I used to be pretty good at pool, and so I played in bar bands, hotel like bars that we played in most of the time on tour. And so I would go down during the day. The rest of the band would sleep till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd get up at like 10 in the morning and go down and play drunk old guys for money in the bar. And I'd usually, at least make lunch money anyways, or beer money for that night.
Yeah, and you also used to have a terrible one at your house in Pembroke Pines that you could only win if you lived there.
I bought that pool table from Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis.
God, it was so shitty.
He was training in Miami, and he had like the top floor of some hotel for training for like 3 months, and he bought this like stainless steel pool table. And I went in to buy a pool table, and they were loading this thing in there straight out of the hotel, and it had cigarette burns on the cloth, and it was just a mess. And I said, "Oh, I want that one right there." And they go, "Yeah, you can't have that one." And I go, "Why not?" And they said, "Because it needs a lot of work." I go, "What's wrong with it?" And they said, "It's got cigarette burns." And I said, "From who?" And they said, "This boxer." I said, "Which boxer?" "Lennox Lewis." I said, "I want it." So I ended up buying it.
Yeah, and it was terrible. It wasn't flat. It wasn't even. It was beat up.
And the pockets were all different sizes.
Yeah, it was beat up. It was so hard to play. Marcel would kill us all.
But everybody wanted to come beat me on my own pool table, though. That's the funny thing. Like, everybody wanted to come over to my house and beat me on my pool table.
It's like,
but we didn't know it was a cheating pool table. We didn't know you had to cheat to win.
No, it had a personality. That's all. It was just a personality. Bit of a personality. That's it. So wait a second. I've been waiting all week for Bob Harmon to show me old shit. What do you got, Bob?
Okay.
But first, don't we need to congratulate Bob for that post, that Valentine's post? Bob, that was just like, oh my Lord.
What's that?
I mean, how could anyone ever compete with that? I just felt like,
I didn't
had to
see
shut
it.
up.
Let me
It
in.
was
What
so good.
post?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was amazing.
All
Hats
right.
off, man.
What was it?
Well, that's actually one of the options today. So you know what? Give me a couple of minutes to set this up.
Oh, well, talk amongst ourselves while Bob's setting it up.
I didn't see the post. Was it on Facebook, Steve?
Yes, yeah, that's right. It's on Facebook. Yeah, so must be.
I've been taking a vacation from social media.
You know what? I think we all should from time to time. It's
Oh, I've enjoyed it.
It's a demon,
like crazy.
But
I have a I don't know, a live something or other coming up in a couple of weeks. I'll put a link. I'll put a link in the chat. But other than promoting that, I thought a vacation from social media is a good thing to do every now and again. Anyway, I'm doing this thing called True House Stories on February 24th. And there's a link to the Facebook thing. I just put it in the chat. If anyone's interested. It's really about music and not lighting, but I got roped into it because of my work in the music business.
We like music too.
Cool.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Robbie Leslie and I are guests.
Anyone else have any shameless promotions?
Well, I was just filling time while we're waiting for Bob.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well done. It's in the diary.
You can tease me.
We're not allowed to say.
What?
what we're working on anymore.
Who? CT?
CT. Yeah.
Why?
No,
because you start every sentence with at CT, we do
we
this.
get friction. We're getting friction now.
You can't be
Because you're
teasing
so
us like
wildly-
that, Chris. Come on,
It
either cut out
sucks.
with it
I know.
or don't
It
say
does.
it.
It sucks.
It's
I
hard
can't.
being the king, but guess
Signed
what?
an
Every now and
NDA
then
and he's
just
got to
gotta
kill
do
you.
it.
Yeah, it sucks.
What are you working on, Chris? Come on.
We have
Take
a
shot of Jaeger
multi.
and then tell me.
We have 10 multi-sites working on the same gig next week that you'll see on Tuesday in a live event.
I'm really confused. What the hell did that mean?
We have
10 multi-sites on Tuesday in the same gig.
for the same gig. So it's all recorded and played live for 10 different cities across the United
Oh, wow.
States.
Like
for
Live Aid.
somebody big.
All held together by one bolt.
One internet cable. One
With
internet
a
cable.
few threads.
Yep.
Short threads.
Is this the Grammy broadcast?
10 millimeter.
Yeah.
10 millimeter.
All held together by one
And they
10
they,
millimeter
they can't
bolt.
find the 10 millimeter socket.
Yep.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, Marcel, give me full screen.
Speaking of
Oh,
10
I'm
millimeter
sorry,
sockets,
man.
ladies and gentlemen, Bob Harmon.
We need to have a Bob Harmon intro music thing. Hang on a sec. I got to
I'm
get to
with
the
that.
share screen thing.
We need
One
to step
moment.
up production here.
Hang on a sec. What the hell just happened? Something's wrong.
You're doing
Marcel,
it wrong
you're fired.
You got control?
because
or
you're
no?
still trying to turn my video off.
Oh, there he is.
I'm
Worked.
going to Disney Plus. Yeah.
All right. You guys see a picture of the black orchid?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, great. So I'm going to tell you a Valentine's fable I wrote for my wife. Okay.
Is it Tom Selleck?
It is. That's from the original Magnum. So there's high-end places. Anyway, I'm going to read this to you. She probably wouldn't have noticed me back in the day. Nick's Fish Market, the Black Orchid, and Bobby McGee's were her haunts. She was drop dead gorgeous and out of my league. She was an up-and-coming fashion designer that went to Paris. She tells me of dancing in the bar at Maharaja. She had a free celebrity pass. I was immersed in the live rock scene, sported the long hair to prove it. I had a small lighting rig setups all over town. So when I wasn't doing shows, I would frequent rock clubs like Gussie Lamore's, Lucky Pierre's, the Jazz Cellar, the Rock and Roll Clinic, or the Wave before walking the beach to the Tahitian Lanai for a Bloody Mary as the sun would come up. And that's the old Tahitian Lanai there. We lived in parallel universes on the same island, but somehow later in life we found each other. She turned to cooking with a passion, opened her acclaimed restaurant, Oso Ono, down the street from Eggshell Lightings, one time Dillingham Boulevard haunt, where I was a frequent customer, and she went on to become a certified chef. I got her to jump in the sidecar of my vintage BMW and went for a ride up Tantalus Drive, a beautiful winding road with views of the city and coastline. You could smell the rich eucalyptus. With almost no one else there, it was quite romantic until the engine died. I love this bike, but it ran better when you could still buy leaded gas, as modern ethanol ate the floats. It would run for a month, cost a bunch to repair. Run for another month, cost a bunch to repair again. You get the picture, like having a boat. Anyways, when the engine died, you could always turn it around and kickstart it. Going downhill with a putter and then a spark, 2 coughs and a backfire, it would throw us back before revving forward, scaring my dear young to death. But somehow love found a way and we were married. Nowadays, this cycle long gone, we drive comfortably in a more modern 4-door, 4-wheel drive truck. Our dog Gabby, a multi-poodle, pines for Saturdays because when she gets to join, that's when she gets to join Young and myself for long Saturday drives. It's kind of our thing. Though long is a relative term on an island, it's a mental break that rewards. I always try to take a different route, perhaps Waimanalo way. I never tire of the opening view around Makapu with Rabbit Island and the bay in the distance. Seconds before we're there, Gabby seems to know that the feed supply store is up ahead where all the dog treats are. Perhaps a stop at an orchid farm or a pause at Sherwood Forest. Does anybody else call it that anymore? for a step on the beach, then crisscross the island via the H3 overpass for the most amazing ko'olau views on the island and off to Fisherman's Market at the Wailua Sugar Mill, if you're so inclined. It's just a Saturday, a lazy Saturday, where rainbows meet occasional curtains of rain to the warmth of sun through the window to the soundtracks of our favorite music. Because of Young's tastes, I've grown to appreciate opera, gospel, Pavarotti, and Bocelli. But on these drives, she lets me, my iPhone, randomly score the day, usually rock music from my youth. She'll advance the tracks if it gets too out there for her. If I'm really into it, or if I'm really on it, I should say, I'll even beat her to it, like today, as Pink Floyd's Shine On You Crazy Diamond started to play. I reached over to advance the song list, but she stops my hand. I like this one. And she starts to hum the chorus. I grasp her hand in mine, grateful that I found the right one. Happy Valentine's Day, hun. How lucky we are to have formed our own way. I love you, babe.
Wow. Damn. We're not worthy, Bob.
That's lovely.
Had a second time round.
How long have you been married, Bob?
Although near the end, Bob, it started sounding like one of those. Remember Penthouse Forum?
We never read those. That was Marcel.
These stories never happened to me.
Dear Penthouse Forum, I never thought it would happen to me. But
yeah, exactly. Very nice.
How long
Bob.
have you been
Wow.
married, Bob? How long
sorry?
have you been married? How long have you
17
been
years.
married?
17 years.
Wow.
Mazel
You know,
tov.
Rob, I used to work at the Bobby McGee's there in Honolulu.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I was one of the alternative DJs that went all the way through the Red Onions and Bobby McGee's for years.
Wow.
That's
So
that.
alternative DJ means barback?
Nope, that means real music, not hip hop, I guess. Rock and alternative.
Oh, I see.
That was a
Alternative
great
music.
that was a great location too.
Interesting.
Wow.
I should send you my Bobby McGee's, bathroom tubs and those kind of things so you guys can remember it.
Here, I'm going to share one more thing. So when I got married, my parents had a house on the beach. They don't have it anymore. But anyways, the house on the beach, we had this brilliant party, but right behind their house is like this ko'olau range of mountain range. And I took half a dozen moving lights. They were Mac profiles at the time. And I shot across the mountain, moving left to right. It filled the screen, the screen, it would say Bob, and it shrunk down to your right. And then it said Loves, and it would shrink down to the right just below that. Young, and it would shrink down below that. And then with a moving light, I shot an arrow across the mountain.
Oh.
And then it would crossfade, and it became that. Can you see it?
No,
not
we
yet.
can
This
see
is a
the
lot of
rest of your
text.
story, your
Yeah,
previous
you'd have to-
story.
Oh,
That'd be hard to project.
Yeah, let me
Wrong
make
screen.
Boy, way to ruin the punchline here.
Yeah,
Wasn't
what a
very
downer
dramatic
that
way.
was, man.
I know.
I was all excited.
Well, you should be, because this isn't this.
I was thinking, wow, you got a gobo to produce a whole freaking paragraph.
Yeah,
of text?
that's what I was thinking.
Get out of here! Look at this guy.
No,
Jesus.
Bob, you
No,
just
I
make
can-
the rest of us look bad. You
I
have to
know.
pull back a little bit.
That was the thing, because all the women who were attending this thing, all of them nudged the boyfriends and husbands, like, "What the hell did you ever do for me?"
Why don't you have a Roscoe?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, and it's even like a glass gobo. It's not even a shitty metal one that I would use,
it was literally
Damn it.
the most romantic thing a Mac profile ever did.
I don't know. I saw Chris have romance with a Mac profile one time. That's a
You
different
fucked
story.
me many
though.
times, but quite romantic.
Several with a hammer.
Yeah, a lot of people got screwed by Mac profiles. That's for sure.
No, I think it was more screwed by the old what was that? The PAL profile. Getting screwed by that one more.
A lot of people got screwed by that.
Oh, those jet skis.
One thing I don't see, though, there was the Patrick Woodruff gobos that were made for the Mac profiles.
Yeah,
I'm told they'll fit in Vipers. I mean, I'm kind of surprised nobody's like broken all those out, because I bought quite a few of them, never used them.
Does anyone have any inside track as to this new Martin thing that they're launching the beginning of March?
We have a phone call tomorrow about it.
Yeah,
I do, but I'm forbidden to share.
Yeah, I'm supposed to
pretty
go
much
down
same
there.
thing.
I'm supposed to go down there at Northridge and see.
I
Let me
guess I'll
guess.
hit up Schiller and be like, "What's going on, bud?"
Let me guess. It's a
Yeah.
moving light with speakers in it now.
Didn't they do that already?
Yeah,
Multitasking.
From what they told us about it, it's a pretty nice light. We have a whole meeting with the entire Christie Light sales staff tomorrow.
They've been doing some really nice things. I gotta admit. I mean, even the Pixel, the Aura Pixel. I've seen that, and it's
stop.
I saw it, and it was really nice. You don't like it?
We're back to like Martin of the 90s. Like, how many
Yeah.
versions of the Mac 250 came out? 7?
It was a little too
How many
disco.
versions of the Aura do we have?
The demo I saw was cool. Put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but it's like, how many versions of the same light are they going to make over and over again? And then they promise they would never do.
But it's COVID. You gotta do it. You know,
But
you
they
need
did
the
that before
money.
COVID. That came out.
No,
I'm
that's
kidding.
the reason
I'm
why
joking.
you don't do it, because nobody has
I
money to
agree.
buy it.
No, I
But
agree.
But
I
the
agree. Matt.
Pixel was at LDI in 2019.
And the RoboScan 1220 won the best audio product of the year in '91.
Audio product for sure. Love that.
Kirsten, you're such a douchebag.
We also had some
Sorry, I grew up
pyro.
in that world.
We had some pyro awards for some of our Comar ones as well.
Oh, yeah, there were a few of those.
I mean,
Well, I remember the Cyberlight when it was first launched, as successful
boy.
as that became. But the launch year, they had all the curtains closed, and there was smoke coming out through the curtains. So, you know, they
Irish
had
down to
trouble.
lose the brown.
Yeah, yeah. Jeff Ravitz, what are you? What's exciting? What are you working on?
I'm finishing this book. I just got all the proofs, so I'm madly going through all of that, so I can actually see what it looks like now, which is kind of cool.
It's a book of you.
It's really cool.
It's a book. It's a book. Yeah.
It's the book
Cool.
you wrote.
Yeah. Well, I
Awesome.
thought I mentioned it before. Yeah, it's about live entertainment lighting for TV.
Very cool. So
Jeff,
when's it out? And how's it out?
Mid-May, and I've got to get some details on how it's being distributed, but it's by Rutledge, Focal Press, that theatrical production publisher. So
Very cool.
we'll
Jeff, do you
see
Good
how-
luck with that.
Do you expect it to be a textbook?
It's really supposed to be a textbook. It's really geared towards design students that are interested in learning more about theatrical lighting being transformed to television lighting and everything in between.
It's very cool.
God, we
Awesome.
needed that. We needed that 9 months ago for our guys in the shop, boy.
It's fun to put together, but now so I've got this massive PDF that I'm going through page by page, just looking for commas out of place and words that need to be added and things like that. So it's a fun
That's
process.
cool.
Now
Jeff-
it's the fun part.
Jeff's
You get the second edition.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody read Seth Jackson's book, but he sent it to me in PDF, and then the book came out, and I just got the book now. But I actually read it, and it's very small, which kept my attention. But it's pretty interesting. You know, I'm sure it's not near as detailed or as technical as the one that you're putting out, Jeff. But I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yes, that's
More about the life.
Yeah, it was more about the life.
Jeff, did you throw in anything on the Styx Crew cookbook? Did you have any recipes in there?
No, they didn't ask me. Can you believe that?
Fucking assholes.
I had a couple of good ones, but I did get the book.
Good book.
Yeah.
There's a Styx cookbook.
Yeah, the Crew put together a cookbook, and the band sold it on their website, and all the Styx fans
Oh, that's
bought it
cool.
up. Yeah, and all the proceeds went to the Crew, which was awesome.
Huh.
It was really cool.
That's
And there's
interesting.
even one or two recipes that won't raise your cholesterol by 400 points.
Like
No,
how
I
to
was
reheat
ta-
pizza on a par can.
Pretty much.
You know, I was talking to Evan not too long ago, and he's getting ready to leave LA. He's moving out to Asheville, North Carolina. So, and he was telling me about it. So he's sending me a copy, which is awesome. So
cool.
That's
Anyone
it for-
else?
much else
Anything?
Yeah, Marcel, along the lines of your, let's see, admiring somebody maybe you shouldn't.
Did I say that?
Well, let's not revisit it completely because you're not going to be happy about that. Just go back to the. So here's the story. My house was broken into. I used to live in a place called Round Top, which is a really admired place, but it has a street like San Francisco. So constantly there's skateboarders and high-speed cars coming by and stuff, and so it's more treacherous to live there than to admire it from a distance. But that said, our house was broken into on a Saturday. I went out with my wife. We went out for a drive, as we do, and when we got back, our yard was completely done, and it looked great. It looked so much better than I'd ever put any energy into it. And we'd found out later on that a Filipino group had pulled up with a white van and took the bags and did my yard and broke in the back window and cleaned us out. But I had to admire that they did it in broad daylight in an afternoon, and they did my yard in the meanwhile.
That's
So that was like a weird.
It's brilliant, and when I bring that up, my wife goes, "I lost all my jewelry. Just shut the fuck up." You know.
So that was
Did
a
that
weird
actually
Yelp.
happen? This is a real story.
It's a real story.
That's a weird Yelp review, right, Robert? That was a weird Yelp review.
Yeah, no shit. Good one.
This yard service at your peril.
That's a pretty good cover, though. If you're gonna rob a house, like do their
I
lawn.
mean, absolutely. They went in with half a dozen guys, and they trimmed the trees, and they mowed the lawn, and
two
they
of them
had
were cutting the
flowers
lawn while
there,
4 of
and
them were.
kind of an upscale neighborhood.
Wow.
Nobody cared or noticed.
That's
5-star,
crazy.
baby, on that landscape. 5-star.
Robert, you need to write a book, buddy.
Very expensive.
Did your insurance company offset the $80 lawn fee from your deductible?
Well, you did get a lawn cut out of that.
I mean, you didn't. I mean, he didn't get cleaned out completely. You've got a beautiful yard.
I mean, he literally they cleaned his yard for him. So yeah,
that's hilarious.
I will say though, one of the weird thing is that, and this is not so good. And if you ever do get broken into, check your checkbooks, because I had a desk that had a couple of sets of checks, and they did pull checks from the back of the book.
What?
And it took them. They did not try to cash them for 3 months. But when they did, because as soon as they said there was a check that they cashed, did you authorize this? I asked them to send me a copy, and I was able to look through my checks, and sure enough, no, that happened here, and that's when they got arrested.
Is there like a Japanese mafia presence or something? Because this doesn't seem. I mean, this seems like people knew what the fuck they were doing. This was not a bunch of teenagers fucking around. Like, this seems like a pretty organized act.
Yeah, well, I think, we are the crossroads of the Pacific. We are the crossroads of every mafia and good guy there is. I mean, they vacation here as well.
That's crazy.
Also, when
you live on Oahu, right?
Really
I do.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, sure do.
Weird.
But that's the only time that ever happened. But anyway, they did really good yard work.
Marcel, that's a really nice.
Putting their hand on your back window.
What, man?
Marcel, I'm liking that GLP light you're using right there.
There you go.
Hey,
See,
Bob.
I can change color temperatures on it too. Watch.
Bob.
Whoa.
Bob Harmon, check your direct.
That's about
message.
all I know how to do. That's it. I've
Check
run
my
out
what?
of skills.
Direct message.
Whoops. Now I fucked it up completely.
I
can't even
GLP
operate
screwed
a
up.
light
I
with
think they should have put
3
some
buttons.
backdoor something.
No,
in
but I've
there
got
where,
gear
like on a
sitting
Zoom
now.
right here. You could just send out a broadcast
Yeah,
to
same
every one
client.
of them listening, like, turn off all your lights. They should have put a backdoor cut switch into a Zoom process so you could just like black everybody's screen out.
I think I can. It's called end call.
I've got to go do some things, guys. Hopefully make some money. I want to say
Yeah.
thank you so much and aloha.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for your story. It was amazing.
Aloha.
See you, Bob.
All right. See you, Bob.
Bye now.
I gotta
I
go
think
back to
we're all good. See you guys.
See you
Bye,
next.
everybody.
Have a good one. Have a good
Yep.
week.
All right,
Have
take
a
care.
good week, everybody.